Welcome to another video in the Overhead Cost Management playlist. In SAP S/4HANA, there is a new feature that allows us to activate budgeting and the budget availability check on cost centers. This was not available in SAP ECC, where for the overhead costs, we only had the ability to activate the budget availability check for internal orders and WBS elements. But in SAP S/4HANA, we have this new feature that allows us to do this on cost centers. This is a very exciting feature. I wanted to try it for a long time, but now that I have fully configured it and tested it, I think that this feature is not really efficient, and I don't see how I can use it in real business scenarios because it has a lot of limitations. But anyway, in the video today, I'm going to present to you completely this feature. I'm also going to run a complete demo on SAP S/4HANA 2023, and I will explain all the limitations, so you can also tell me your opinion whether you think that this feature can be used in a real business process or not. So if you are interested in this feature and you would like to use it in your project or in your company, then stay until the end of the video so you are aware about all the limitations. Otherwise, you can take a wrong decision and apply this feature while it's not really useful to you. So watch the video until the end. I am really happy to finally be here. It has been a while since I did any videos, I think more than 3 months. I have been very busy, so I'm really happy that today I'm here finally again in front of the camera doing the things that I love to do, sharing my experience and knowledge about different business processes and features in SAP. So it's really good to see you again. Now, before I start doing the demo for the cost center budgeting, I want to share with you 3 exciting updates that happened in the last period. So the first one, which is most important, is I finally have my own private SAP S/4HANA Server Access. So I am cooperating with a company that provided me with the hardware needed and also the licenses, and now I have my own private server that only me has access to, where I can configure anything I want and I can use it to test the different business processes and demonstrate them to you in these videos. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to offer this server as a service. So if there is anyone who is interested in joining me in this server and testing the processes that I test on the channel, and also if anyone wants to check my configuration, and you can also make your own configuration, so you can configure your own company code and so on to test the system and to learn, then you can check the email that I will leave in the description. So this email will be responded to and monitored by the company that I'm working with. So they will check all your requests. If anyone who wants to join me in this server, then send an email to the email you'll find in the description, and they will respond with the price of the service. So we will offer monthly subscription and also quarterly subscription, so 3 months, which will be cheaper than monthly, of course. And also there will be continuous support. So if you have any issues in the system, if these issues are technical, so related to authorization or to the hardware, then you will get support from the company. If these issues are related to functional issues like configuration and so on, then I will be there to support you. So I have full access to the server and I will be the one configuring the different things that are there. So if you have any issues, you can contact me directly. I will also create a channel on Slack, so everyone who joins our server can go there and we can all discuss if there is any issue. So if there is a wrong configuration or if there is someone who is looking at a certain screen, you will be able to go there and talk to the community, which is very useful. I have not found this anywhere else. So I will create this Slack channel for anyone who will join us on the server. So if you are interested in getting access to my private server, then check the email in the description of the video and send us an email and you will receive a response. The second update is my second SAP Press Book is finally released. So if you have not been following, I have already published one SAP Press Book 2 years ago. The book is Receivables Management with SAP S/4HANA. For this was my first book with SAP Press. I wrote a chapter on Advanced Credit Management and the rest of the book is written by other authors. But then I have my own book that's released now. It's called Account Determination SAP S/4HANA. In this book, I have also one co-author with me who is Professor Dr. Yunus. He is supporting half of the book and I have written the other half. And in this book, we address the different business processes in different areas of business like procure to pay, order to cash, and so on. For every business process, we explain what is the process, what are the accounting entries, and then how to configure the account determination SAP S/4HANA from A to Z to get to the entries that we have in the business process. It is a very interesting book. It looks a lot like the playlist you see in the channel, but it has a lot of more details and a lot of more processes. It has taken more than 1 year of work. I have really put every single bit of my experience and of my love for sharing different details in this book. So I hope that you go ahead and check this book on the SAP Press website. Let me know if you buy this book and let me know what you think about it. The third update is that I started providing career coaching sessions on a website called Calendly. So Calendly is a very good website that allows me to share my availabilities with everyone. So when you go there, you will find what are the windows when I am available. So for example, on Thursday from 6 to 6:30, and then you can book a career coaching session. Each session is for 30 minutes and we can discuss anything you want. So it will be a private one-to-one session online. You go there, you will find me waiting for you and we can discuss anything you want related to career, SAP markets, what are the market rates in Europe and in Saudi Arabia and anywhere else I know. So I will share with you all my experience. So go ahead and check the link for Calendly in the description of the video and book your career coaching session if you are interested. This is it for the updates. Now let's go ahead with our demo for the cost center budgeting, and remember to stay until the end to learn all about the limitations of this feature. The cost center budget availability check is activated based on two things: the GL account that we are posting to and the cost center that we are posting to. So first of all, we create an account hierarchy that includes all the different GL accounts we want to activate the budget availability check for. To do this, we use the application Manage Global Hierarchies. So this is SAP Fiori Launchpad. The application is called Manage Global Hierarchies. Open the application. And here you can click on Go to see all the different hierarchies already created. This application can be used to create hierarchies for many different objects. One of them is the GL account. So to create a new hierarchy, you can click on Create. And in the type, we choose GL account. So scroll down, GL account hierarchy. And then hierarchy ID, let's say Demo 02. And the chart of accounts is AG00. So this is my chart of account that I configured in order to be able to run this process. If you'd like to get access to this configuration so you can test the process yourself, or you can even copy the configuration and use it to test your own process, then you can request access to my SAP server. Otherwise, you can also get access to the configuration manual that I share with the elite members and the platinum. So the configuration manual, if you are an elite or a platinum member, you can find it in the configuration documents folder on Google Drive. And here there is the S4HANA AG from zero configuration that was updated in April 2024. So I recently added many new steps, so please go ahead and check it out. So in the configuration manual, you will find, if you go here in the index, you'll find under overhead cost management, here we have the cost center budget. I tried to add all the details here. So first of all, you have all the configuration steps that I did from A to Z with print screens and explanation. And also you have many different questions and errors that you can face with the solution for these errors. So check this configuration manual to be able to test the process in your own system, or get access to my system and you'll be able to test immediately. Now let's go back to SAP Fiori. So here I have inserted my chart accounts. And then the hierarchy description, this is Demo 02, so I can insert any text I want, and then click on Create. So now I have created a new hierarchy. To add different GL accounts or even to add subgroups to the hierarchy, I can click here, and then click on Edit. And then now I can select the hierarchy level here, and then click on plus. And now I can either insert a subgroup, so subnode will create another group in the hierarchy, or I can directly insert GL accounts. So let's say I will create a subnode, let's call it Demo 0201. And then here, this is Demo 02 level 1. Okay. And then inside this group, I'm going to add some GL accounts. So click here, GL account. And let's say I want to add all the GL accounts from 310000 until 399999. Then click on OK. And this will include all the GL accounts in this range. So if I open here, these are all the different accounts that we included in our account hierarchy. Now the second step is that we assign this GL account hierarchy to our configuration. So see here, this one is called Demo 02. So we assign this top node to our configuration. And this is the only node or the only hierarchy that will have budget availability check. So this is a configuration step, but then at any point of time during our life, we can add different subgroups and different GL accounts to the same hierarchy. But the top level has to be assigned in configuration. I'm not going to go into the configuration step today because the video will be too long. I will focus on the end user steps. And then maybe if you are interested in this topic, I will create other videos later explaining the configuration. So this is the first step we have, is to add the GL accounts to our GL account hierarchy. Now the second condition, as we said, is the cost center master data or the cost center that we are posting to. We can activate the budget availability check on the level of each cost center. And also for each cost center, we say whether this cost center will have a budget or whether it will use the budget from another cost center. So in the example today, I have two cost centers, 1,000 and 2,000. Cost center 1,000 will be the budget carrying cost center. So it will be the cost center where I'm going to maintain my budget. While cost center 2,000 will not have a budget, but will use the same budget from cost center 1,000. So this way you can see how we can group together different cost centers under one budget, under one budget that we maintain once. In order to do this, I will go to the cost center master data application. So first I'm going to save this hierarchy. And very important, after you save the hierarchy, in order to be able to use it, you have to activate it. If you don't activate it, it's just a draft that cannot be used. So now I'm going to activate our hierarchy. And let's go back to the Fiori Launchpad. So click here. Now for the second step, I will open the cost center master data. Now I'm going to use the application manage cost centers, which is very similar to the transaction KS02 in SAP GUI. But in order to activate the budget availability check, we have to use the Fiori application. If you go to SAP GUI, you will not find the fields needed. So this is only available on Fiori. And this is one of the reasons why people are now moving to Fiori, because there are things that are available in Fiori, but not in SAP GUI. So now I'm going to start by inserting the controlling area, which is G000. So again, this is one of the configuration objects I did. And then click on Go, and this will show all the cost centers we have created in our controlling area. We can create new cost centers if needed. This is not the subject of today, so let's just proceed. So here I have cost center 1,000 and 2,000. So first I'm going to open 1,000. So click here, and this will show us the master data of cost center 1,000. Click on Edit. And here, if I scroll down, we can see the budget availability control. So these fields are only available in Fiori. Now, first we have the budget availability control is active. So this, you activate it for the budget carrying cost center only. So this is 1,000. It is the budget carrying cost center. So I'm going to activate this for 1,000. Then here we have the budget carrying cost center. I also have chosen here 1,000, which means that this cost center will carry its own budget. So this is how SAP knows this is a budget carrying cost center. And then here we have the budget availability control profile, AGCC01. So this is one of the configuration objects that we configure for the budget availability check. And all of these steps you can find in the configuration manual. So once we do this, it means that we activated the budget availability check for this cost center and that we are going to maintain a budget on the level of this cost center. Another very important field here is the commitment update. So normally when we have budget availability check, we would like to include commitments in our availability check. So what do we mean by commitments? Commitments are the purchase requisitions and the purchase orders that are created, so not yet delivered or invoiced. We just created purchase requisitions and purchase orders. And we would like to see on the cost center that we have a commitment to spend for a purchase order in the future. So this is still a predicted expense. So this is part of predictive accounting. It's something that didn't happen yet, but normally we are going to spend something because we have a purchase order that we already created. So if we would like to see the purchase orders and the purchase requisitions, the commitments in our cost center budgeting reports, and if we would like to include this in the calculation of the budget availability. So for example, if I have a budget in my cost center for 1,000 and I have created a purchase order for 100, then I would like to see that I have a budget available of 900 only, because there is a committed 100 to this purchase order. If I would like to see this, then we must turn off this indicator. So if we turn this on like this, it means that we are locking the commitment update. Locking means that it will not happen, which means we don't want commitments to be posted to this cost center. If we would like to include commitments, then we have to turn this off. And this way, SAP is going to update commitments to this cost center. Another very important point is this is part of predictive accounting. which is clear because it's something that's predictive, it will happen in the future. And in SAP S/4HANA, it is included in the ACA/DOCA table, Universal Journal. So once we post a purchase order, it will create some commitment lines in the Universal Journal ACA/DOCA. It will not use other tables. In SAP ECC, it used to have other tables. But in S/4HANA, commitments are updated, commitments for the cost center especially, are updated in ACA/DOCA. So this is updated on the level of an extension ledger that is activated with predictive accounting. So this is another configuration thing that you have to do in order to have the commitments updated for your budget availability check in cost centers. Again, you can find all the steps in the manual, and let me know if this is an interesting topic for you, and I will create another video. So once you activate your extension ledger and you activate predictive accounting for this ledger, you'll be able to get commitment updates for any cost center that doesn't have this indicator activated. So now we understand the cost center master data and the GL account master data. So now we know how SAP is going to activate the budget availability check. If we post to a GL account with a cost center that has budget availability check activated, then we have budget availability check. So these two conditions must happen in the posting to check the budget. Now I'm going to save this. I did not change anything, but let's save it anyway. And now let's proceed with the third step, which is uploading our budget figures. So now I want to say that for cost center 1000 with GL account 3100, we have a budget of 100,000. In order to do this, we don't have a screen where we can insert this manually. We must use the financial plan upload transaction. So we upload all the budget using an Excel sheet and an application that we have in SAP Fiori. And then if we would like to change the budget later by adding supplements or by removing something, then we can use another application. So the first step is to use the upload financial plan transaction to upload our budget. This is what we are going to do now. So let's go back to the home page. And then I'm going to use this application, import financial plan data. So this is the third step. So click here. This application is very easy to use. It can be used to upload many different planning data in finance. So first, in order to download the template that we are going to use, you can click here, download templates. And here, as you see, we have many different templates. So I'm just going to choose the cost center budgeting one. Here it is. So click here, and this will download the template. I already have the template ready. I have already also filled some lines to make the demo easier. So now I'm going to switch to my file. So when you download the template, you will only have these 3 lines. So this is the technical name, field name, this is the field description, and then you have this row that has X's in it. And then I have added 2 different lines so we can test with. So first of all, you should not remove this line with X. You should always keep it. This is what tells SAP that in this template, these columns should be used in our budget. If any column doesn't have this X, then SAP will not check it at all. So you should always keep this row, do not remove it. And if you remove it, you will get an error, by the way. So just keep it here. And then you add your lines after. So here I have the plan category budget 02. This is something also that we configured for the budget availability check. And then next we have the general ledger fiscal year, posting period, company code, cost center, account number, and the amount and the currency. So here, as you see, we have the cost center that we activated for budget availability check. And we have the account number. This is one of the accounts. These are 2 accounts that are included in our account hierarchy. So this is our budget. And here there is a very important note and a very important limitation. So this is the first limitation I share, which is very critical, is that actually SAP is not going to check the budget on the level of each GL account. I know it sounds weird. And trust me, I have searched a lot in this. I have even found an SAP note that says this is a limitation in the functionality. So the budget availability check will check the budget on the cost center, not on the level of each GL account. On the level of the cost center and on the level of the account hierarchy. So for example, if we have account hierarchy AG01 that we activated for the budget availability check, and then under this account hierarchy, we have 10 different GL accounts. And here in the budget, we maintained 10 different budget figures for the 10 different GL accounts. SAP doesn't care about the GL accounts. It will sum up all the budget on the level of the account hierarchy and the cost center. This is a very bad limitation. So in our case here, if we try to post to this GL account 310015 for a value of 200,000, which is higher than 150. So here we have a budget of 150,000. If I try to post 200,000, normally SAP should give me an error and tell me, no, you have a budget of 150,000 only. But in case of the cost center availability check, actually SAP is going to sum up all the different budget figures available on the account group. And so here we have a total of 400,000. So as long as I am posting below 400,000 to the different GL accounts, SAP will accept. In order to find a workaround for this limitation, you can actually activate different account hierarchies. So for example, AG01 will have 5 GL accounts under them, and then AG02 will have 5 other different GL accounts, and SAP will check the budget on the level of each GL account hierarchy. I want to precise this more. I'm not going to make the video very long, but let me switch quickly to my configuration manual. I need to show you this. So this is my configuration manual under maintain budget availability control for cost centers. And here if you check, we have the profile. So this profile is what we assigned in the cost center master data. You can go back in the video and you will see this. And then under this profile, we assign the account groups. So this is our GL account hierarchy. And here, as you see, I have only AG01. So the one I created today in the demo is demo 02, just to show you how. But the one I have assigned in my configuration is called AG01. And it has the same GL accounts anyway. So AG01 is assigned to this availability control profile. And under this, we also assign the tolerance limits. So one by one. First of all, SAP is going to check the budget on the level of the account hierarchy, not on the level of the different GL accounts, as I just said. So if I want to have different budget figures or different checks, then I would maintain different GL account hierarchies. But again, this is a configuration thing. So it's not something that we can change easily in a production environment, which is a very big limitation. So it is a bad limitation. That's why I said I don't think this is a practical feature at all. But if you want to get around it, you can maintain different account hierarchies. This is the only thing I can think of. So here we have the GL account hierarchy. And then after this, we assign the tolerance limits. So here, for example, we say that once we get to 90% of the budget, we want to get a warning message. So this is what you see here. 90% get a warning message. And once we get to 100% of the budget consumption or of the budget usage, then we should get an error, an error that no one can proceed. So if someone tries to post more than the budget, he will receive an error and cannot save the transaction. I can also change this to make it 105%, for example, and this allows a tolerance of 5% above the budget. As you see, this is all maintained on the level of something we call activity group. This is a very good feature here. So yeah, there are limitations, but there are smart ideas. So here, instead of having one tolerance or one tolerance limit for all different transactions, we can actually have different tolerances for different activity types. So for example, I can say that purchase orders, we can create purchase orders up to 120% of the budget, but we can only post actual postings until 100%. So for the level of each activity group, we can maintain a different tolerance limit, as you see. And here in the configuration manual, also in the SAP help, if you go to this screen, you will find all the different activity groups available. So for example, we have purchase requisition, purchase order. So we can say that purchase requisitions can be created up to 150%. Purchase orders can be created up to 120. Actual postings, HR payroll can be created up to 1,000. So no one can stop HR payroll. Just an example. And so on. So for different activity groups, we can have different tolerance limits. Now let's go back to our upload template. So now you understand how the upload template works. So you just fill the details as you want and you understand the limitations. So I explained only one limitation, that SAP will check the budget on the level of the account group, not the separate GL accounts. And now if you think this is all, then you are mistaken. Here comes the second critical limitation, is that actually SAP is not going to check the budget on the level of each period. So the budget will be checked on the level of the fiscal year. So again, another hit. So now, for example, if I have here lines for period 7, I have other 2 lines for period 6. Let's add this just to see. So I'm going to add here 2 other lines, but this will be for period 8. So I'm saying that for period 7, I have a budget of 150,000, while for period 8, I have a budget of 1,000 only. And for period 8, for the other GL account, I have a budget of 2,000. So now I have different budgets for the different periods. Actually, SAP doesn't care at all about the periods. It will verify the budget against the whole year. So it's going to sum up all these numbers. So on the level of the account group and on the level of the fiscal year, all of this will be summed up together, and SAP is going to check this budget as one amount. Another bad limitation. So you tell me if you think this is a feature that can be used for any business scenario, or it is a nice try. I know SAP can do better. I don't know why these limitations are there. I mean, for internal orders and for WBS elements, it's not like this. These limitations don't exist. But for cost center budgeting, this is what we have now. So anyway, now we understand how to use the template. Now I'm going to save it. And let's switch back to our SAP Fury. So now, once we have the template ready, what we are going to do is click here and choose the template. And SAP is going to analyze the file and give a summary of the details. So the plan category is budget 02, year is 2024, periods, we have two different periods, 7 and 8, company code AG00, cost center 1000, account numbers like this and this. If you have different other details, you will find a summary here. And then you can click on preview list. First, you have here the number of lines. So this is correct. We have 4 lines. And you can also click on preview list to see the different lines that SAP found in the file. So you can review the details here. So you have 150, 250, 1000, 2000. Now I'm going back here and I will click on import source file. So you can click on test import source file or import directly. Now what this happens if you do the test, that SAP is going to check that all the configuration SAP is correct before actually doing the import. So the first check that we have here is for the file structure, that you maintain the file correctly. It does not check the SAP configuration. But if you do this test import, then SAP is going to check the configuration, that everything is well configured before actually doing the import. I know that everything is working fine, so I'll just click on import. And if we find any errors, then fine, we are going to handle them. So click on import, and here we have the message, the plan data has been imported successfully. To analyze the result, you can click on this. I don't have access to this application, so I'll just go back and show you another report that we can use. One very important error that I got when I was testing is because I was typing the plan category with small letters. So this is a very strange error, but I wanted to tell you about. So here, for example, if I have budget 02 like this, budget 02, this will show an error. So the plan category has to be in capital letters. Just a note for you. If you do it if you type it in small letters, you will get an error and it will explain in detail that you have to make it in capital letters. So I'm going to remove this and let's go back to Fury. So now we have uploaded our budget numbers. Next, I'm going to show you a report that will show us what is the budget against what is actual and what are the commitments we have. So click here. And the report is called Cost Center Budget Report. This is the one. So now here we can filter by the controlling area, fiscal year 2024, and then click on go or click enter or press enter, and here you can insert the company code, GL account group, and so on. So since this is my server, there is only the details for my company code anyway. See how happy this is. So here I have the different details. I can click here to see the full data. So here we have the budget carrying cost center. Now you understand what's the meaning of budget carrying. It is the cost center for which we maintain the budget, and we have other cost centers that can be taking the budget from this one. And then here we have the fiscal period, we have the GL account group, and then we have the GL account, we have the plan. So plan is not like budget. These are two different terms in SAP. In SAP, a plan does not prevent you from posting. It doesn't have availability check. So when we maintain a plan, and then we post an actual that's more than the plan, SAP doesn't stop us. But the budget has the budget availability check, which allows SAP to stop us when we try to exceed the budget. So this is the difference between the term plan and the budget in SAP. Now we don't have any plan, but we have a budget. So as you see, these are the numbers we uploaded. So we have for period 7, 150,000, for GL account 310015. For 20, we have 250,000, and then for period 8, we have 1,000 and 2,000. Now, if I scroll to the right here, we also have commitments. And as you see, I don't have any commitments yet. We also have actuals, and we don't have any actuals. And here we have the total assigned value, which is commitments plus actuals. And here we have the available budget. So now the available budget for period 8 and 7 is still the same because we did not post anything. But the available budget in total for the whole fiscal year and for all the GL accounts in this account group is 616,000. Now I'm going to test posting an actual value, and I will show you the limitations that I just explained. So if you don't believe me, this is going to prove it. I don't know why you wouldn't believe me. I mean, I have never given you any wrong information. But anyway, let's test it together. So first, let's go to SAP GUI and post a purchase order so we can see the commitment update. To create a purchase order, I will go to the transaction MA21N. The reason I'm using SAP GUI here is because this is not really related to the video. We are just creating purchase orders, and I'm faster on SAP GUI when it comes to this. So let's say here, the supplier is 20001, and then purchase organization AG00, group 001, company code is AG00. And then here, I'm not going to use a material, I'm just going to insert the account assignment. So now I would like to buy on our cost center 1000 with one of the GL accounts that we have included in the account hierarchy. So this way we can have the budget availability check. To procure or to create a purchase order on a cost center, we insert here the account assignment as K, cost center. And then I'm not going to use a material, I'll just insert a text, test. BO quantity is 1, net price, let's say 100. And we have to use a material group 01 and plant AG01. Now we go to the order unit, each, and then we go to account assignment, and here we insert the GL account and we insert the cost center. So the GL account is 310015. So this is the GL account we used in our budget. And the cost center is 1000. So now this is our purchase order, and as you see, if I click here on check, we don't have any issues related to the budget availability check. So nothing is saying that we are exceeding the budget because we are only posting 100 here. Now let's increase this amount to 1 million, for example, so we can just see what is the error message. So 1 million, and now let's check again. The budget tolerance limit of 100% for cost center 1000 and account group AG01 has been exceeded. If you open the long text here, it will explain that for cost center 1000, budget tolerance limit of 100% with the account group AG01 would be exceeded. So this is the error message we get. So now the budget availability check is working on purchase orders. Now let's try to get the warning message. So I just inserted 1 million because it's a very big number to see how it works. Now let's switch to SAP GUI and just to SAP Fury and see what is the budget we have. So now I'm posting in which period? I'm posting in period 4. So now I'm going to change this to period 7 so we can see if it will actually care, if it actually cares about the period. And then here the delivery date is also 7. So now I'm posting in period 7, and according to our SAP Fury here, according to our budget, in period 7, we have a budget of 250,000 and 150,000 for, let's go to the right. So for GL account 310015, we have period 7, 310015, so this line, we have 150,000. So this is our budget for period 7. Now let's go back to SAP GUI. And let's say I want to post 200,000 EUR. So now this is more than the budget we have in July, in period 7. If I check, we don't get any messages. Why? Because as I told you, SAP does not check on the level of each GL account. It will check on the account group, number 1. Number 2, SAP does not check on the period, but it checks on the whole fiscal year. So even if we spend 200,000, we still have a lot of budget available in the fiscal year and the account group. So nothing will happen here. Now, if I switch back, let's say that I want to actually see the warning message. In this case, we have to see what is the total available value. So this is the total available on the account group and on the year 2024. So we have a total of 616,336. Now let's take this amount. Let's go here to SAP GUI, and I'm just going to post the exact amount. So let's put here, let's say 337. So this is more than the budget with €1. Now I'm going to check. The budget tolerance limit of 100% has been exceeded because we tried to exceed with €1. Now let's just take €1 down, make this 6, and check again. Now we have the warning that the tolerance limit of 90% has been exceeded. So now we are less than the full budget with €1, by €1 only. And this gives us the warning message, but it doesn't stop us because we still have a budget. And this proves that SAP is checking for all the account group and for all the year. It doesn't care about the specific GL accounts, and it doesn't care about the periods. So these are the two limitations that I wanted to tell you about. So really, I will be looking forward to your opinions in the comments if you think that even with these limitations, this feature can be used for something. So let me know. So now you see how the budget availability check works. You see the warning message and the error message, and this is a commitment because it's a purchase order. So now in order to show you the commitments in the report, I am going to just post a small amount here. So let's say 100,000. And I'm going to save this PO. Save. So now the PO has been saved. Let's go back to our Fiori report, and to refresh, we go here to the selection screen here and click on Go. So now if we go down here for the account 310015, period 7, if you go to the right, we have a commitment in company code of 100,000. So these are the commitments that we just posted. As you see, it's a commitment because it's a purchase order, it's not an actual cost. And then we don't have anything in actual costs. So now this commitment, if you click here, it will take you to another line item report, which comes from the Universal Ledger, Universal Journal, Akadoka. And this report will show us the commitment line items. So if you open here, you will be able to see what are the commitment line items that we have available, and we have many in different periods. So in period 7, we have 100,000 EUR, which is 108,600 USD. Now let's go back. So this is a commitment for now. Once we post it, we post the good receipt, it will be switched to an actual post. Let's try this. So now let's go back to SAP GUI, and our BO number is 4505. So let's go to /n MIGO. And here go to goods receipt, purchase order, and then insert here the PO number. Then enter. I will change the document date and posting date to period 7. So we can also see it in the same period. And here click on OK and post. Posting is not possible in period 3 and 4. So I'm not going to open the periods now. Let's just post in period 4. So if I do this, it will be posted to the actuals in period 4. But we can see that the commitment will disappear from period 7. So enter and post. So now we have posted the goods receipt. Let's go back to our Fiori report, refresh. And now if you see here, we no longer have, so here's the 310015. We no longer have commitments. So the commitments have disappeared. But in actual costs, we have some in period 4. So we have, in period 4, we will have the 100,000 actual cost. So here for period 4, 310015, we have a total of 192,000, which includes our 100,000. If we want to see the details, we can click here, and this will take us to the line items, and here we can see the actual line items. So now you see how this works. The same warning and error messages will appear if I try to post a normal accounting entry, or if I try to post a purchase requisition, or any document that will post a commitment or an actual to the cost center with some GL accounts that are included in the account hierarchy. One more thing I want to add is using a cost center, another cost center that doesn't have a budget, but that will use the budget of cost center 1000. So a non-budget carrying cost center, but which has also budget availability check. So in my example, I have cost center 1000, which has the budget, but then I also want cost center 2000 to use the same budget of cost center 1000. This part is important because it can be a little tricky. So in order first to activate the availability check for cost center 2000 as non-budget carrying cost center, we go again to the transaction for manage cost centers. So here I will open a new tab and we go to manage cost centers. This time I'm going to open the master data of cost center 2000. So again, we insert the controlling area, click on go, and then here we go to cost center 2000. So click on the arrow, then click on edit. And here when we scroll down, we will find the budget availability fields. So first, as you see here, I have log commitments update. This is off. So this way we can have commitments on cost center 2000. And then here I have the budget carrying cost center as 1000. So this is how I say that 2000 is going to use the same budget as 1000. This is the first thing. Second thing is the budget availability control is active is off. This part is tricky. I had to search around the internet to understand why this is off. But this is how SAP has it now. So this one has to be off. If you turn this one on, then you will have to insert a budget availability control profile and you have to change the budget carrying cost center. So the summary is, if the cost center is going to use the budget of another cost center, then we don't activate the budget availability check here. And we don't insert any control profile, but we just insert the budget carrying cost center. So now this is what I have here. And let's test it quickly together. So save. Now this is, as you see, it doesn't have budget availability control. As you see here, it's off. So what I will do is I will go again to SAP GUI and let's try to /n ME21N to post another purchase order, but this time on cost center 2000, and see if SAP is going to activate the budget availability check or not. So here again, the supplier is 20001. Organization, group, company code. Account assignment is K, text, quantity 1, material group 01, and plant AG01. So the same fields like the last time, but this time the price, let's say the price is again 1 million to just see the error. And now let's go to the account assignment tab and the GL account 310015, exactly the same example like last time, but this time cost center is 2000. So now we don't have the budget availability check activated on 2000 as we saw in the master data, but we have the budget carrying cost center filled as 1000. So now if I check here, we get the error message. The budget tolerance limit of 100% for cost center 1000 has been exceeded. So SAP was able to link 2000 to 1000 because of the master data. So here, as you see, if you debit the cost center 2000, the budget tolerance limit of 100% for the budget carrying cost center and account group combination 1000 AG01 would be exceeded. So now we understand how we can have multiple cost centers using the budget of the same cost center. Thank you for watching the demo until here. I hope that now you understand completely how to use cost center budgeting and also you understand the limitations of this feature. So first of all, I want to know your opinion. Do you think that there is a real business use for this feature or not? And then second, I want you to let me know whether I should continue talking in this topic and explain the configuration and also explain the predictive ledger or extension ledger for the commitment updates from the purchase order and purchase acquisition to the cost center. And also, as usual, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave me your comments, send me your messages on LinkedIn. If you would like to get access to the member exclusive documents and to the member exclusive videos, then check the channel membership program. Check the server, the SAP server subscription, send me an email on the email you can find in the description. And also you can book a career coaching session on Calendly. These are too many actions. I hope you have been taking notes, but yeah, things are improving. And every time I find someone requesting me to do something, I could consider it and I see if I can provide this service. So I hope that you find all of this useful. Thank you for watching and I'll see you again soon. And yes, I have a new microphone, which I like a lot. It is really cool. So I hope that you find the audio in this video better than before. Let me know what you think.